Hi guys, I'm just going to do a quick video about Tal's last game. It's played in 1992 against Gary Kasparov. Just to set your expectations, this wasn't a crazy mating style game, as it turned out that Tal actually flagged Gary in the 17-move blitz game. So after Tal sneaking out of hospital in order to play the game, he had the white pieces and started off with e4, best by test, and Gary responds with the Sicilian c5, which is very familiar with. Knight f3, Tal develops d6 from Gary, and then we get bishop to b5 check. So here we have the Moscow variation on the board, and Gary blocks with knight to d7 with the intention of keeping the pair of bishop if Tal takes. Tal strikes at the center with d4. Then we get Gary developing knight to f6, hitting the pawn. And Tal says, "Oh no, my pawn," with castles, and Gary proceeds with hitting the bishop, asking it what he wants to do. Tal captures the knight on d7 with check, and Gary recaptures the knight, which is a weird backwards looking move, but it's the best engine move. And anyway, Tal continues with knight to c3, developing e6 from Gary, opening a square for the bishop to develop, and then castle. Bishop to g5, hitting the queen, and we get queen to c7. Tal brings the rook to the center, and we got Gary taking on d4. Tal recaptures and improves the knight at the same time. So Gary jumps knight to e5, blockading the pawn, as he couldn't develop the bishop previously in castle because of the crazy line as follows, and you know Tal is going to sack something and you're losing your queen. So Gary saw this from miles away. Tal then hits the knight with f4. Gary counterattacks the bishop with h6, saying, "If you take my knight, I take your bishop." Tal drops back and Gary hits the bishop again. And here the best move from the engine is just to retreat your bishop, because if you, for instance, take the pawn, then as you can see the bar slightly in black's favor. But what Tal did was to take the knight on e5, and Gary takes the bishop. So Gary's got the bishop pair, and then Tal takes to open things up. Gary develops the bishop with capturing, and then we get the crazy knight to d5, saying, "Oh no, my knight," and then Gary happily captures the knight. Tal recaptures with a discovery check on the king, and we get the best move from Gary, which is king to f8. Tal then goes queen to f3, ladies and gentlemen, but Gary unfortunately ran out of time in this game and lost to Tal. So not the most instructive video, but definitely one for the history books. That's it guys, the last game played by Tal after he passed away exactly a month after playing this game on 28 June, which is quite sad. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. See you guys in the next one.